concise and informative.
It is always a pleasure to have you join us on the News Machine, the hottest news magazine show on radio. We are reaching you from Hot FM stations in Lagos on 93.3 FM, Hot FM Abuja 98.3 FM, and Hot FM Owerri 99.5 FM, 7 a.m. to 7:15 a.m. Monday to Friday. I am Otobong Nkanta. This morning on the News Machine, Senate begins screening of ministerial nominees. Taraba youth storm National Assembly to protest Senator Danladi's nomination as minister. Subsidy removal, Nigeria on brink of collapse, says Catholic bishops. And no crisis in Lagos Labour Party, disregard imposters, says chairperson. We will also be linking up for the voices in the news. The News Machine will be back after these messages.
Now you can get your news on. Hot, fresh, exciting, and exclusive. The News Machine.
Reaching you at the same time in Lagos, Abuja, and Owerri. 3 stays for the price of 1. Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7:15 a.m.
The News Machine. More than just news.
Hot FM.
We are more than just radio.
Welcome back to the News Machine. President Bola Tinubu has decorated the newly appointed service chiefs with their new ranks at the council chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja, charging them to maintain teamwork to ensure peace and stability in the country. The Senate had previously confirmed the appointment before the ceremony. The newly inaugurated service chiefs are Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Taurid Lakpaja, Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, and Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala. Speaking at the occasion, the President emphasized the importance of maintaining teamwork, which he credited for the gains recorded thus far in the security sector.
Like I always say, no matter how diverse we are one family, staying in the same house, but living in different rooms. And you are promoting that peace and stability on behalf of all of us and for all of us. May God Almighty grant you peace, progress, and success in all your life endeavors. The challenge is ours together, and together we will sail.
Speaking on behalf of the service chiefs, General Musa expressed their commitment to ensure the security and defense of the nation in their respective positions.
It's good. We thank God today happened. Decoration. We thank God for Mr. President. He looked through the armed forces and he chose the best of the best from each service. His choice also depicts inclusion. No region is left out of this exercise. And the good thing is that merit was placed on the front burner. So we have no doubt that it's a new dawn. We have no doubt that insurgency may be a thing of the past. We have no doubt that the ECOWAS issues we have may also be resolved because we have the right team with a focus and with synergy. They are all from the 39 course, and we hope that Nigeria would witness a renewed hope that it truly deserves.
And this is Honorable Jimmy Benson, Chairman, House of Reps Committee on Defense.
To us, it's an honor and a privilege to be appointed as the Chief of Defense Staff and with my service chiefs. Just like you mentioned, the President was very, very emphatically clear as to for us to work as a team. I can tell you the Armed Forces of Nigeria is a team, and we are all team players. We've been together at the Academy since 1987. We've been together. So we have worked, we know ourselves, we know our families. It was in the past that we had these issues, and it was a personality thing. Ideally, the military shouldn't have any issue of working together as a team. So I can assure Nigerians that you have the best team ever, and we're ready to work, and we're hitting the ground running.
So let's talk about the morale of the men. We have seen in the past, we have heard complaints in the past about poor welfare and all of that, even the men on the front line, we have seen some videos gone viral about their issues of their welfare. What has changed and what is changing?
Well, to tell you the fact, I'm sure those videos you are seeing are very old videos. Of recent, you hardly ever hear any issue of welfare, shortage, non-payment of salaries. Every soldier is entitled to his pay, and we ensure that they get their pay. The service chiefs are doing a wonderful job ensuring that the pays and allowances are received as at when due. Nobody is denied. We have gone beyond that to also include welfare packages. If you notice, in the Northeast, we have even free flights for troops when they go on holidays. They are given 2 weeks pass to go. Those ones that are injured are treated fairly, are treated very well. Those that are going on retirement are receiving their benefits as at when due. So there is no any excuse for anybody to want to complain that he's being shortchanged or he's not getting anything. So welfare is paramount and is being taken care of. Morale extremely very high.
The event was attended by senior government officials, members of the immediate families of the service chiefs, and other heads of security and intelligence agency in the country. The Nigerian Senate has commenced the screening of ministerial nominees. The screening started at about 1:30 p.m. at the plenary on Monday. The first nominee to be screened was Abubakar Momo from Edo State. Former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike was also screened and confirmed by the Senate. Wike, after ruling out his achievement, noted that his passion for Nigeria propelled him to accept the ministerial offer.
Passion for the job. There are so many people who want to be minister, who want to be governor, for the sake that I was a governor, for the sake that I was a minister. But there are those who say, look, what do I want to offer? Am I committed to this job? And I thank Mr. President for nominating me. I believe, knowing how hungry Mr. President is to solving the problems of Nigeria, we have no choice but to give him that required support. And I can assure you, if I'm confirmed, in whatever capacity, Mr. President will not regret nominating me. Thank you, and God bless you.
The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, had on Thursday unveiled the list of 28 ministerial nominees. On July 27, 2023, the Senate unveiled President Bola Tinubu's 28 ministerial nominees. As the ministerial screening kicked off on Monday, some individuals from Taraba State stormed the National Assembly complex to protest the inclusion of Senator Sani Danladi in the list sent to Parliament by President Bola Tinubu for confirmation. The aggrieved protesters, under the umbrella of Taraba Youth Mandate, asked the Senate not to go ahead with the screening of Danladi. Kelvin Kefas, who spoke on behalf of the group, said Danladi, who is the nominee from Taraba State, was convicted for certificate forgery and banned from holding public office for 10 years.
What we wanted, we need justice. We want justice to be done. And the Senate should look into the screening of Senator Danladi as a ministerial appointment. And especially we want the Supreme Court to respect the justice of the Supreme Court. That is what we are looking for now. That is exactly what we wanted. The 10 years, okay. And the 10 years is not yet elapses. And we actually want that to occur. The Senate will expect them actually to look into the justice of the Supreme Court. We want them to carry on the justice because the justice must be prevailed. When we know that somebody is not doing the right thing, we know that somebody who has committed blunder, criminal offense, had been judged and sentenced for such offense, it's not the best for us to allow him to be in that Senate list. That is exactly what we wanted. The forgery of the certificates, and we believe that when somebody forges certificate, it's already a criminal offense. So that is the only thing.
The protesters wanted the Senate to reject the nomination of Senator Sani Danladi while appealing to the president to nominate another person from Taraba State. The Pastor Dayo Ekong-led State Working Committee of the Labour Party in Lagos State says there is no crisis or faction in the chapter, describing any other group or exco as illegal and unconstitutional. Ekong, in a statement by the Labour Party State Publicity Secretary, Mrs. Olubumi Odeshanya, described the splitter group led by one Mr. Olumide Adeshoyin as imposters who were hell-bent on troubling the peace in the chapter. Recall Adeshoyin on Friday announced a new Labour Party exco in the state, disowning Ekong-led executive committee which led the party into the 2023 general elections in the state. But Ekong said the general public should disregard Adesoyin's claim because neither the party's constitution nor INEC recognizes them. Now it's time to get the trendy stories from the News Machine studios at Hot FM 98.3 Abuja. Let's hook up with more news coming from the nation's capital.
Good morning. Let's check out the stories from Nigeria's federal capital city, Abuja. Senate has directed its leadership to mediate between the federal government and the Nigeria Labour Congress to avert the impending nationwide strike action called by the Labour Union. The NLC had given the federal government an ultimatum to rescind the fuel subsidy removal or face a nationwide strike beginning from Wednesday. The Labour body is mobilizing its affiliate unions to ensure that the industrial action is successful and total. The resolution of the Senate followed a motion entitled Urgent Need to Avert Impending Nationwide Strike being called by the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC over the removal of fuel subsidy, sponsored by Senator Suleiman Kawu, NNPP, Kano South. Kawu, in his lead debate, insisted the strike would have a devastating effect on the nation's economy if allowed to hold, where Senators Issa Jibrin, Siriake Dixon and Solomon Adeola supported the motion. They called on the NLC to shelve the proposed strike and allow the palliatives being planned by the federal government to ameliorate the suffering of the people. FCT administration says over 2.4 million children will be vaccinated against polioviruses in all the 6 area councils of the territory. Executive Secretary, FCT Primary Healthcare Board, Issa Vatsa, disclosed this during a press briefing to announce the commencement of routine immunization with fractional inactivated polio vaccine and novel oral polio vaccine. Vatsa said the phase 1 of the immunization, which started on 29th July, will run through August 4th, and it covers 5 area councils, Abaji, Kwali, Kuje, Gwagwalada and Buari, while the phase 2 of the vaccination would be carried out in Abuja Municipal Area Council from August 5th to August 11th. Coordinator World Health Organization WHO FCT Kumshida Balami noted that the vaccination will help in the fight against poliovirus in the city, which is one of the flagship points of the body, adding that the key priorities for the exercise also include immediate implementation of the integrated fractional inactivated polio vaccine and the novel oral polio vaccine intensification across the country. That's all from Abuja. I am L. Giver Steven.
Alright, let's link up with the News Machine studios at Hot FM 99.5 Owerri for the trendy news happening in the southeastern part of the country.
Many thanks for joining us this beautiful morning. I am Ifeyinwa Nwanna. Following the fire outbreak which occurred at the popular Hassan Market Avu in Owerri West local government area, the Imo State Police Command has cleared the air on the incident. Addressing journalists on Sunday, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Mohammed Badi, debunked the reports which are described as misleading, making rounds on social media, alleging that hoodlums attacked and burned the popular Hassan Market, which is not true. CP Badi disclosed that Governor Hope Uzodinma has been informed and he directed arrangements be made for him to meet with those affected. A member of the House of Representatives representing Idiato North and South Federal Constituency of Imo State, Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, has expressed optimism that the new Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, in collaboration with other security chiefs, will curb worsening insecurity in the country. Ugochinyere, who is the chairman of the House Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream, in a statement he signed, said that a look at Lagbaja's profile showed that he's competent and well experienced to tackle the insecurity bedeviling the nation, particularly the southeast region. He therefore urged the Chief of Army Staff to do everything within his power to end insecurity in the southeast zone, saying federal lawmakers from the zone will provide the needed legislative impetus to achieve peace. That is from our News Machine studios at Hot FM Owerri. Back to our studios in Lagos. I am Ifeyinwa Nwanna.
You are listening to the News Machine, reaching you from our stations in Lagos, Abuja and Owerri, 7 a.m. to 7:15 a.m. Monday to Friday. Let's hear what correspondent Nessa Sani has for us on Voices in the News.
President spokesman Dele Alake talks about President Bola Tinubu's trip to the Finance Summit in France.
When we were boarding the aircraft for Paris, the essence is to network as much as is feasible, as much as is practicable. The president wants to network with international finance corporations, institutions, countries that are well heeled, that would facilitate or that could facilitate direct foreign investment into Nigeria. Don't forget that Mr. President has taken some very bold steps in the area of economy, in the area of social engineering in the last 3 weeks.
And that's all we have for you in today's edition of the News Machine. Thank you for listening and do have a lovely day ahead. Good morning.